Hey guys, Manchester City have won a good game of football. Yep, City won 3-0 away at Arsenal, and I'm very happy. Thank you, Manchester City, for turning up today and being pretty damn good at football. I'm going to review that game today in depth as ever. I'm very happy, but before I do that, I want to say thank you to OneFootball. Continue to sponsor this channel, continue to be absolutely awesome. If you haven't already downloaded it, what are you waiting for? Go and click it in the link in the description below. Check all the stats about this game today. Get all the Manchester City news as it breaks, coming live to your phone and all that kind of stuff. It's really good, I promise you. But that was fun. That was good. That was nice. It was interesting, and Manchester City had beat Arsenal 3-0. It could have been more, if we're being totally honest, but that was enough. That was all we needed today. We needed a nice, comfortable win against a pretty dreadful Arsenal, if we're being really honest. The Arsenal genuinely were diabolical, but we did what we had to. We did what we had to today. You can only beat what's in front of you, as they say. Well, it was an interesting game as well, obviously, most notably because of how we lined up. Only one natural winger in Raheem Sterling out there, with Phil Foden keeping his place in midfield, which was great to see after his very impressive performance midweek. And kind of like then De Bruyne, Gundogan and Rodri all in midfield as well. It was really weird. Foden at times on the left and he was on the right. And we played with a pretty usual back four. But it was obviously a little bit of a different shape. And it worked really. City were good, you know. We controlled the game quite easily. I mean, this was an Arsenal team that were there for the taking. We could have absolutely battered them. This could have been like a 6-7-0 if we really wanted it to. I don't think we were ever great today. I'm not sure we ever needed to be great. This was just a good performance. Yeah, it was a solid performance. But this wasn't City at their scintillating best, and we still won really, really comfortably. The team itself, as I said, Ederson, it was Walker and Osamende and Fernandinho, with Mendy back in at left back, and then we had like basically Gundogan and Rodri both being like a double pivot, and ahead of that we had kind of essentially Foden sometimes on the left and then sometimes on the right, with De Bruyne kind of floating about everywhere he wanted to, then Sterling normally on the left, then sometimes on the right, actually vice versa, sometimes on the right, then on the left, and then Gabriel Jesus through the middle. It's kind of a bit of an odd one. We kind of sometimes saw like a 4-2-4 thing kind of going on. But it worked. It really worked. They could have scored really early on. Martinelli getting in behind, a good save. But after that, we went straight down the other end. Fernandinho, excellent stepping out midfield. Played a lovely free ball to Gabriel Jesus, who got a great assist. I really loved how he dropped his shoulder, made a bit of space. And Kevin De Bruyne's finish for that, right? Absolutely magnificent. That's the kind of thing where you tell a young footballer, make sure you keep your foot over it, whatever. Keep your body over it so it doesn't kind of go high. And absolutely magnificent technique. What he does, he side foots it into the roof of the net. It just goes against everything that you usually learn in football. But that's the confidence of a man with that much technical ability, and genuinely beautiful, beautiful stuff. And after that, it didn't really take long for Manchester City to get the second. Really nice kind of like passing kind of build up from the back. Foden involved as well. The ball eventually worked its way to Kevin De Bruyne. And what I loved about De Bruyne here, it wasn't that he obviously, he got the assist as he always does. It was the way he was surrounded by three people, and he thought, you know what, instead of kind of cutting back and playing the easy pass, he just drove at them. He's a bigger guy than we realise sometimes, De Bruyne, when he gets running. He's a real juggernaut, and he went straight at them, drove towards the heart of the defence, found a little bit of space, got a little bit lucky with the kind of cross. He did take a deflection, but still he earned that little bit of luck, and it found its way to Raheem Sterling, who had a really easy finish. And it was a lovely little bit of football again. But that was De Bruyne in a nutshell. The game kind of then just petered along for a little bit. Guendouzi should have been booked. Somehow he wasn't booked, the most obvious dive. And then City finally got the third, which was to be the last goal of the game, around the 40-minute mark. Arsenal only had 10 players on the pitch at this point. Who was it gone? Kolasinac had gone off, and they're waiting for Saka to come on. And City really notably overloaded on the right-hand side, where they only had basically Martinelli at left back. And it was all a little bit confusing for Arsenal. But Foden went on a really nice little kind of dribble, cut inside 2 or 3 people. The ball found its way to Kevin De Bruyne, and a sumptuous left-footed strike, genuinely sumptuous left-footed strike into the far corner for a second. And he was denied what would have been an incredible hat-trick from a wonderful world-class save from Leno, from a curling shot, once again from Foden's setup. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful stuff. And that was Manchester City, basically. That won the game for us, really. Second half, there was a few little kind of bits. Gabriel Jesus blazed over from a counter. He kind of won the ball himself at one point as well. That was in a 60-minute mark. He should have killed the game off, and he kind of, it was a bad finish. Foden came off quite early, 55-minute mark for Bernardo Silva. Morris came off a Gundogan at one point. And we just kind of kept the ball for ages. A couple of decent little chances. Morris, Sterling, notably. But second half, we really went through the motions, and that's all we really needed to do. Individually, Ederson looked like Ederson. He was just fine. One kind of slice kick. I think he was just bored. Well, I thought Walker was really good, actually. Defensively, really solid. A couple of slightly iffy passes, but in general, his work rate really does help a team. And his pace, and he was tough in the tackle as well. Fernandinho, excellent, sweeping up most things. Otamendi, one slight head gone kind of moment, but he was okay. I think he was largely solid. Mendy wasn't, unfortunately, the Mendy of midweek, which is a bit of a shame. Mendy was great midweek, and this was back to Mendy the week before. So I'm gonna guess there's gonna be ups and downs. He wasn't terrible, but he was just not the week before. I guess the game before, because Mendy didn't play the week before, obviously. But he was just okay today, a couple of nice passes, a couple of sloppy passes, got beat a couple of times, just okay. You never know which Mendy's going to turn up at the moment. Rodri, I thought, was fine in midfield, genuinely pretty solid. Gundogan as well, always likes playing against Arsenal because they give you loads of time on the ball, and he was totally at home in this. Foden's performance was good. It was solid, It wasn't spectacular or anything like that, but he got himself an assist. So a couple of nice little runs as well. He started on the left a little bit, then on the right, and his energy closing down was really, really useful. I know it's disappointing seeing going off on the 55-minute mark. I can presume it's just a tactical thing, and also I guess he's going to play against Oxford, so he would have had 3 starts in a week. He's already scored. He'll have a few assists. It's been a good week for Foden. So inside 7 days, he would have played 3 times, and it's happy. It's good. It's fine. I'm not going to complain about that. He got the selection. He got a big show of faith from Guardiola, and he did himself fine. I can presume it's just sometimes as well, you can be tired if you don't play a lot of football in terms of match fitness. And even though Foden's young, maybe he was panting a little bit. Maybe. Just a guess. De Bruyne, what more can be said about De Bruyne? A spectacular footballer when he's on that kind of form. Genuinely ridiculous. I'm so gutted that third one didn't go in, because that would have been the best hat-trick I've ever seen from a footballer. But he did have loads of the ball today, but when he did, he was just so clinical with it. I don't think City had loads of the ball in general, but we were just moments of individual brilliance, and that mainly came from Kevin De Bruyne. Well, it all came from Kevin De Bruyne, really. Fantastic performance, and that's a sensational player. Well, Sterling, I thought Sterling was a bit near today. Nothing really came off for him. He kind of ran down a few blind alleys. He's not in great form at the moment, really. And Gabriel Jesus missed a couple of chances. Good assist for De Bruyne, but I don't think he was great either, really. It was just okay. Good seeing Zinchenko on. Mahrez got a decent little run out. He could have scored. Kind of a half chance for him from a tight angle. But he was an alright little cameo for him. And in general, Manchester City were just the better team. It's a weird kind of state we're in at the moment where we just have to kind of go out there and just win some games, because we know we're not going to win the league, which is a massive shame, of course. Unless some crazy weird miracle happens, I just don't think we're going to win the league, because we're miles behind and Liverpool are just too good. So all we can really do is play for second, and see if we can play ourselves into form for the Champions League, basically, because that is the most important thing now. The domestic cup competitions, the cup competitions for us, get in the top 4. Get second. We want to be at least third, because we don't want to do the qualifying thing in the early season, all that kind of stuff. And I'd be really happy if we just do that, because we've got nothing to play for in the league now. It'd be nice as well to see the likes of Foden get a bit more game time and really show the transition season for next year. But I thought this was a good, competent performance. The formation was interesting, of course. It was really nice seeing City try a few different things. I kind of really like the fluidity of the midfield at times. You saw Gundogan and Rodri really controlled it from deep, but then we saw De Bruyne and Foden, and everyone else was moving around constantly. Bernardo as well got on that when he came on, sometimes on the right, sometimes more central, sometimes buzzing over to the left. And it's kind of, it's nice to see that tactical variation and a little bit of freshness. I would have loved to have seen Garcia get on, but I understand why he bought Zinchenko and Mahrez and Bernardo instead, of course. I'm sure if it was 4-5-0, we would have maybe seen that. It probably should have been 4-5-0 for being totally honest about it, because City were miles better than Arsenal. Now, Arsenal are a total mess, of course, but you can only genuinely beat what's in front of you. And that was a good, solid performance. A scintillating Manchester City performance? No, but a good one, yes, and a welcome one, definitely. Especially given last week's endeavours. And see United as well, by the way, United be so poor today against Everton, makes you think, where were we last week? It's just not good enough. But this season is one of the rest of the season now, the second half is one of redemption for the first half, I reckon. Fingers crossed we get Laporte and Sane back soon, because if we do get them and we do start to play our way into form, it'd be really nice to see basically City gain some momentum without any pressure towards the business end of the season, because as I've said a few times in videos, I've got a really weird feeling that this year could be one of frustration in some competitions, i.e. the Premier League, but we'll do something that we've not done before in another, i.e. the Champions League. Hopefully, you never know, but generally that would be nice, wouldn't it? If we just, I would take not winning the league this year, as if we got a choice in that now anyway, but if we went much further in the Champions League and got to a final, that would be lovely. I won't win it as well, of course I won't win it, but today, that was a good little performance. I'm getting ahead of myself there, of course. Now obviously we've got Oxford midweek, so it'd be nice to see, hopefully we'll see Taylor Howard-Bellis play and Eric Garcia, because I think they've earned a shot, and I think we've got more than enough against Oxford, no disrespect to Oxford, but we should easily be winning that. And Phil Foden will get another start and show the energy. There was energy there in that team. That's what I liked. It was pressing from the front, and Foden was a big part of that. Anyway, guys, that's just my verdict on the match. Man of the match was obviously Kevin De Bruyne. You can't really kind of debate that. What a world-class footballer when he turns up on a day like today. Absolutely top quality. Guys, let me know what you thought of the team, the performance, all the usual stuff in the comments below. Don't forget as well, if you are new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button for Manchester City videos all the time. So many, like, not quite daily, just under daily, like 25 a month, something like that. Pretty decent, basically, and it's all free content. Of course, that's the wonder of YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, download football, and I'll see you soon.